Hello everyone, Cindy here with Monarch Mom DIY. Thank you so much for joining me today on my channel where I love to bring you the best tips and tools to inspire you to create beautiful home decor on a budget. A couple of weeks ago, I shared with you a haul of supplies that were sent to me from Temu. I showed you what I got and kind of talked about what I planned on doing with them. And today I am sharing with you 2 craft DIY projects that I made using mostly items that were sent to me from Temu. So with all that being said, let's get crafting. For today's first DIY, I'm going to be making this really cute round farmhouse beaded pedestal using these wood rounds, a wood cube, these Easter beads, and some scrapbook paper, all from Temu. So I'm using 2 of these 12-inch wood rounds. On one of the rounds, I'm going to paint one side white, and on the other round, I'm going to paint both sides white. I'm also going to paint the 2-inch cube white, and I am also using, which is optional, the round circle plaque that you see at the top of the screen. I'm going to paint that white as well. Now on the unpainted side of one of the rounds, I'm going to turn that upside down on the back of our chosen scrapbook paper, and I'm going to trace the big circle and then cut it out. We are going to be Mod Podging this onto the surface of the circle that is not painted. And here's a picture of the 12 by 12 paper I'm using called All the Best from Temu. Now I received 2 of these strands of Easter beads. They had the little peep on the end, and I am taking the beads off of 2 of the garlands. I'm choosing for this paper to use the pink, white, blue, and purple beads only. I'm going to save the yellow and green ones for another project. And in order to go all the way around this 12-inch circle, I did need those 4 color beads from 2 of the strands. So here I'm just doing a pattern. I'm standing them up just to see how many beads I'm going to need, and then taking this thick wire that is actually from a beaded garland from Dollar Tree, but you could use any wire you'd like. I am now stringing my beads on in the pattern to go all the way around our wood round. Now you can see here, once I had filled this wire with the beads, it's a little bit too small for this wood round. So I'm going to unhook it, and I'm actually going to add a length of some other floral wire that I had so that I can add the number of beads I need to make this all the way out to the outside of the circle. So here you'll see I tripled up the thickness of some of this floral wire I had from Dollar Tree, and I'm connecting it to the wire that the beads are already on. And you can see there I put maybe 7 or 8 more beads on, and then once I connect that circle, it's going to make it fit all the way around this wood round. Now that the Mod Podge is dry on our large circle, that will be the top of our pedestal, I'm taking my little sander and in a downward motion, I'm just sanding off any extra of the scrapbook paper that might be hanging over the edge, just to give us a nice clean edge on our round. And now that we have the nice clean edges, we'll do another layer of Mod Podge over the top. That way, if anything drips or a little bit of spills on this pedestal, we'll be able to wipe it off and it won't ruin the paper. Then once that is dry, I'm now actually letting that dry, and we're going to take the bottom round now. Both sides of this are painted white. And now that our beads are in the proper size and shape, I'm taking a mixture here of E6000, and then I'm also going to use hot glue to glue the bead wreath down to the round. There you can see I'm putting now hot glue between each of my dots of E6000, and then we will set down our beads. I love doing this, putting the beads on the wire. It really holds it together a lot better, and you don't have individual beads falling off. So once I have that pressed into place, I'm going to flip it upside down and put a few things on there just to weigh it down and be able to make sure that it dries nice and flat. Now, in order to make this a pedestal, we're using this wood cube and the small circle plaque that I had in my stash as the riser. So I'm simply using E6000 to glue that cube onto the center of the circle plaque. And now that our beads are dry on the bottom circle, we're going to glue them now to the top that our Mod Podge scrapbook paper is on, again using dots of E6000, and then doing lines of hot glue between each of those dots. Once I have that glue going all the way around, we'll take the round with the beads already attached, place it upside down on the glue, and again weigh it down until it is dried. Once it is dried, I'm now taking the cube and circle plaque, centering it in the middle of the bottom. And before I glue it, I'm going to just quick measure, make sure I have it in the center, which I do. It ends up being about 4 3/4 inches from each of the edges. So then I'll just put a few more dots of some E6000 down and then glue down our pedestal to the bottom of our rounds. And once that's dry, you see you've got a nice double layered pedestal riser there with the colored beads all the way around in between that you could really display anything on. Please check the description box below the title of this video. There you will find a promo code and also a list of my picks from Temu as far as craft supplies. If you're stopping by my channel for the first time today, welcome. I sure hope you enjoy what you see and you'll consider sticking around by hitting that subscribe button. I also have quite a few playlists and videos, almost 400 videos on my channel here that you can take your time to watch and enjoy. For DIY number 2, we're going to make some reversible family and home blocks using 6 of these wood cubes from Temu and this awesome 6x6 scrapbook paper called a Patchwork of Memories. Now this is a very simple DIY, but I just wanted to show you a variety of things that I could make or that you can make using craft supplies from Temu. I love this scrapbook paper. I have ordered more of it because I love it so much. And what I'm doing, because the face of each cube is 2 inches square, I'm going to cut 12 squares of scrapbook paper that measure 2 inches by 2 inches. So I'm going to use a variety of papers from this pack, and you'll just see here how I'm pairing them up for this project. And now that I have my squares cut, here's just another look at the cover. It's called A Patchwork of Memories. You can look that up on Temu. Now what I'm doing is applying a little bit of Mod Podge to the front of each cube, and then I'm going to stick down my little squares of paper on the first side here. Just pressing them down, making sure they're stuck really well, and then we'll let those dry completely. Now, once that scrapbook paper is dry, I'm going to do just like I did with the big rounds in DIY number 1, and I'm just going to sand down the edges. Now, I went to use these stickers and they were not sticking at all. These are ones I had in my stash. So I went ahead and put a little layer of the Mod Podge and then stuck the letter down. Once those are dry, we will go back over with Mod Podge to make sure those stickers stay down. So on this side of the blocks, I'm going to leave the far left and the far right blocks with no letter on them. I thought the images on the paper were so pretty, and then I'm doing home on the middle 4 blocks. Here, like I said, once that Mod Podge was dry, I'm going to just do a light layer over everything just to make sure the paper stays down as well as the stickers. Now, once that side is completely dry, we're going to flip over our blocks and we're going to do the exact same thing on this other side, except we are going to use letters on all 6 of our blocks. This time we're going to spell family. So you can have these in the middle of a table, maybe as part of a centerpiece, and you'd be able to read family on one side and home on the other. Or if you have them displayed somewhere where only one side is visible, you could choose whether you want them to say home or family. And here's our adorable blocks made with those wood cubes and some scrapbook paper and sticker letters. I love them, and I love how versatile. Actually, since these cubes have 6 sides, you could actually make them say 6 different things if you wanted. And I just love how these turned out. Thanks so much for joining me today. Please let me know in the comments which of these projects was your favorite, and if you'd like to continue seeing more videos like this. Take care, and we'll see you next time. And thank you so much to Temu for sending me these craft supplies. I'm very grateful, and I'm really pleased with the quality of the products.